Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about HOMEWORX Namaste Woods. Now, this is one of their standard 4-wick, 18-ounce vessels. This is a new fragrance as far as I am concerned. I've been purchasing from HOMEWORX since late 2018, and I have never seen this fragrance before, so I am assuming that this is a new one. Quite frankly, you guys, I feel like this one has kind of shown up over on the Slacken & Co. website without any fanfare. And personally, I think it's going kind of under the radar, you guys. This is a really nice fragrance, a little bit of a spoiler alert for you. So if you happen to have caught my video, what did I do? I did a Slacken & Co. haul this last Sunday, and I shared with you guys that I had purchased this candle because I was rather intrigued by some of the fragrance notes. So the fragrance notes that we have listed here are Hawaiian koa wood, green cardamom, almond blossom, and sandalwood. The pour date of this candle is October 8th, 2024. And as you can see, as HOMEWORX has been known for doing, we can see the beautiful wraparound photographic label here. And yeah, it's illuminated well. I have talked about this in my video that I did yesterday. I am doing a little bit of batch filming when it comes to some of these reviews, and I'm filming this out on my back patio, and we have a storm system coming in tonight, and the winds are starting to pick up here in the early afternoon. So hopefully the flames won't get blown out here. Every once in a while we get a little bit of a gust coming through. All right, let's get this train back on the tracks. What is my nose smelling here? You guys, this fragrance, the reason why I'm saying it's very underrated is because it was released kind of with very little fanfare. In fact, I don't remember Slacken & Co. really promoting this launch very much. However, this fragrance, if you were a fan of the Postcards from Harry collection that was released in like the early summer of 2024, we had like Santorini, there was Palm Beach, there was St. Bart's, there was another one in there. I'm trying to remember. It was mainly like they were inspired by places that Harry has vacationed. A lot of those fragrances were very much vacation vibes, but elevated. And I feel like this fragrance is like, honestly, it would have fit well within that collection. What my nose smells is definitely, I get a little hint of that cardamom in here. Now, to be honest with you, cardamom notes can go one way or the other for me. Sometimes if they're too strong, it'll ruin the candle for me. It can almost, it can be too heavy, and it just does, my nose doesn't always like cardamom. Just like some people, their noses don't like cinnamon, they don't like ginger. I'm fine with those, but cardamom, sometimes for me, it can hit my nose almost a little bit dirty sometimes if it's too strong. But it's very, very nice. It's softer. It's a softer cardamom in this candle. I do get the sandalwood note in this fragrance, and I will say that I do believe personally there's certain things, of course I burn across a bunch of different brands, and I will say I really, really appreciate the sandalwood note or the whatever oils they're using to get that accord in a lot of HOMEWORX candles. I think Harry's nose has detected, Harry and I appreciate the same type of sandalwood note. It's very sophisticated. It's not very heavy. This is like a calming fragrance, but it's also very upscale. It's not your typical lavender or like, I would say like your stereotypical spa fragrance. That's not at all what I'm getting here. This, to me, it sounds funny. We've got this picture here on the label of like, it looks like a very serene yoga studio, and you're looking out on all of these beautiful trees. But like, this has got to be at like some really like luxe, upscale, maybe like exclusive and reclusive retreat. And this is a fragrance that I would expect to smell in a very like high-end type of place like that. This smell is very luxurious. Like I said, you've got some sandalwood in there. I do get like a sweet woodiness. I'm assuming that is the koa wood. I've never really stuck my nose on Hawaiian koa wood. I've never been to Hawaii. I've been lots of places, but not Hawaii. And then the almond blossom. Almond blossom can be very light, almost maybe sort of nutty, I would say. Almost, it's not like a nut like an almond, but there is kind of like a soft nuttiness to an almond blossom when I have smelled them in the past. This fragrance is honestly, it's a little bit harder for me to describe, but all I will say is that if you were a big fan of St. Bart's or Santorini last year, now there are no coconut notes, there's none of that in this fragrance. But if you liked the sandalwood notes that you were picking up, or you loved those like luxe high-end type of vibes that those fragrances were giving off, then this fragrance is actually probably going to be very safe for you to go ahead and roll the dice on. Currently, I'm only seeing it over on the Slatkin & Co website. I haven't checked to see if it's available on QVC, but this fragrance is very, very nice. I am surprised how much I am enjoying it. It's a great fragrance to burn like in the evening. If you want this to kind of be like a bedroom candle, you're kind of wanting something to help you relax without it being, again, traditional lavender. This is a really, really nice fragrance. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I am at about the halfway mark. You can see that I have some wick residue in the wax pool. I have been trimming these wicks, just the little excess carbon that I get at the ends. I have been trimming that off prior to each burn, but as you can see, these are self-trimming wicks for the most part. Some of that the wick residue is in the wax pool, but it's not altering the fragrance on this candle at all to this point. I will say that this one did take a little bit longer to achieve a full wax pool on, because these wicks, don't be deceived by them, you guys. When I light them, they look very, very thin, and I think, oh no, they're going to give me problems. But honestly, the wicks have been performing really well for me. They're not falling over. They're performing well. They're not getting too heavy. They're not producing too much excess carbon at the end. So that has been good. But just know that for your first burn, you're probably going to want to allocate a little bit longer, maybe 4 to 5 hours, just to make sure you get that complete wax pool. Although I don't remember this one even really taking that long to completely pool out. Within 3 hours, you probably should have that on the first burn, but successive burns have pooled out a lot quicker. Strength and throw on this candle, this one is a little bit interesting. I'm going to go ahead and say this one I'm going to put around like a 6.5, 7 in terms of strength and throw. It's a medium, I would say. If you're burning it in a closed concept, you're definitely going to be able to smell it a lot better. When I've burned this in my bedroom, it definitely fills the room, but it's not choking me out, which honestly, a fragrance like this, you don't want it to be super heavy and perfumey. And like, honestly, if you're thinking about it, like these types of fragrances, they're meant to be background fragrances. They're not meant to be like the star of the show. And if they were a little bit too concentrated or too heavy, I think that it would in some ways like ruin the scent. So I actually think where the performance is pretty good. Now, if you're wanting to burn this in a huge open concept, yeah, you're probably not going to get the performance that you want from it. But personally, I would recommend this as like a bedroom candle, or if you have a closed concept, lower ceilings, more traditional, closed concepts type of style of home, you're going to be pretty pleased with the performance of this one. When I have placed it out into the living room, the funny thing is that I do smell it, which is why sometimes I want to lean more towards maybe like a 7 in terms of strength and throw, because I think that sandalwood note does carry it. But it didn't really throw and project all the way into my kitchen when I burned it out in the living room. It did want to stay primarily within the living room. But again, it was a very noticeable fragrance, not punching me in the face, but a very much a nice background scent. So overall, you guys, I'm going to say that this one gets 2 thumbs up. I think it's flying under the radar. But like I said, if you really enjoyed that Postcards from Harry collection last year, if you liked a lot of the fragrances that were in that lineup, if you really like the way that HOMEWORX does sandalwood notes, then I think that you are going to be pleased with this candle. And if you're like me and you're a little bit leery about that cardamom, don't be. The cardamom note in here is very, very nice. I think it lends like almost it lends a little bit of uniqueness, I would think, to this fragrance, from it just being like a typical sandalwood. You can smell it a little bit, but again, it doesn't cross over into that like dirty territory that my nose does tend to want to associate the cardamom spice with. So this candle is available on the Slatkin & Co website. I do have a discount code with them. It is Katie's Joyful Life. It should save you 15% on orders over $40. It is an affiliate code that is eligible for commission, so please only use that if you are comfortable doing so. And I do always thank you if you choose to use my code. But let me know in the comments down below if any of you guys have had your eye on this candle. Have you guys like kind of been looking at this one and being like, I don't know what to think of it? Like, what should I expect from that candle? Or maybe you've been waiting for some reviews. Let me know in the comment box down below. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.